Good morning everyone, and thank you once again for joining me for another wild camping video. So today I'm out in a forest which is famous for UFO sightings back in the 80s, and if you're from East Anglia or you're into alien conspiracies, you'll definitely know about this forest. I was down here a few weeks ago with Catherine. We found loads of wild mushrooms, which I'll try and find them all again for you today, just to show you. I'm back out in the DD Travel Bivvy Hammock. I've bought a few upgrades for it, which I'll show you as well. I'm going to be back at the shelter next week, and then I'll be doing a camp, and then probably back to the shelter, then a different camp, then back to the shelter, until that's done, just to mix it up a bit, just so it's not the same spot every week. So I'm going to get sorted out, and then I'll show you the setup. See you in a second. Here we are then. This is the first time I've ever set it up as a hammock. As I said earlier, it's the DD Travel Bivvy Hammock, so it's got this waterproof extra sheet underneath, which acts as a sleeping mat pocket. I've got the Thermarest Z light in there, so you don't need a ground sheet. You can put this directly on the floor, which is what I did last week. And then I've just got my nature hike down bag with the 95 bivvy bag. I've upgraded to the whoopee sling system with the tree huggers. I just prefer that to the idea of making a knot with them long bits of rope that come with it. And then I've got the spreader bars in. Just the job. I just need to get the ground sheet down. I don't think it's going to rain today, but I always like to have one on the floor just in case, and also it gets you off the floor, gets you away from all the bugs and stuff. But I think that's looking wicked. I always set my hammocks up slightly more taut than you'd expect, as you've got to account for the sag from your body weight when you get into it. So I'm just going to get into it and see if it needs any adjustment. Oh, that's so good. For me, that's set up absolutely perfect. I don't think I need to make any adjustments there. Pucker, pucker, pucker. Woo! This is the wood, it's pine again. There's loads of silver birch. I've seen a few oaks about as well. So I've got the Pocket Rocket 2 stove to test out for my charity walk that I'm doing. I haven't had a brew yet this morning, so I think I'm going to make myself a quick coffee, and then we'll go find some mushrooms. Got a giant gas canister. My ground coffee. My cookser. The MSR Pocket Rocket 2. Packs down tiny. My H2O. I don't know why I'm telling you what you need for a coffee. You all know what you need for a coffee. But I've got this, I've got a coffee press. I've wanted one of these for ages. Titanium, comes in a little bag. 750ml by Best I got. Perfect for the woods. Chuffed on that. And that's it. That's what we need. You. Shout out to Kent CBD for the Pocket Rocket 2. He got that for me for the walk. It's so easy to set up. If you watch the channel regularly, sometimes I harp on about not using gas stoves. And I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they're very handy, and I'm definitely going to need it in December, because I won't be having fires all the time. Packs down really small, really light. So thanks mate. Appreciate that, man. Well, so far I'm really impressed with that. I'm definitely still having a fire tonight though, because I've got some jacket potatoes with sausage and beans and cheese to cook up. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I always say it, I just love having a campfire. It's just the one. Thank you, Dustin, mate. There's something so satisfying about pressing coffee, I don't know what it is. It's a really popular forest this. I've already heard maybe 3 or 4 families on the track, which is only like 200 metres over there. There's tracks everywhere. It's not as big as Thetford Forest, so it's a little harder to hide. I have got a nice little tucked away spot with some gorse bushes just behind you, which screens me from any tracks. There's a road 200 metres over there. Nobody can see it, and I can only catch a little glint of a car now and again. But I'm happy with the spot. It's going to be a good day. Got some nice beers to try as well in a bit. Buzzing for that as always. Beers and camping, man, for me they just go hand in hand. I've got a pumpkin to carve up later. Halloween special and all that, you know. Alien forest, pumpkins. Might even make myself a tinfoil hat, who knows? Right, let's leave the camp and go on a little walk and hope that nobody finds all my stuff. Medic! Sorry, I just had to. These are sulphur tufts, definitely not edible. You find them a lot in pine forests. Oi oi, bushcraft boy. Little bit of home improvement needed. But I imagine that's quite a nice shelter. Often mistaken for a liberty cap, but not a liberty cap. I got a new mic, by the way. I didn't realise in the last video until I started editing it that the microphone was killed along with the camera. So I've replaced that. It's got one of them little wind muff things on as well. So hopefully that helps. This is a clubfoot, and they're highly toxic when mixed with alcohol. So this is a parasol. This is a massive parasol, and they are edible and they taste quite nutty. Some say even like maple syrup. I'm not going to pick it because I've already got my dinner squared away tonight, but you must do your research on these. There are other mushrooms that look like it. I mean, don't listen to what I say. Always cross-reference multiple sources when you're foraging for mushrooms. Any foragers out there that know about this forest, this time of year, there's loads and loads of mushrooms. Wow, I think this one's even bigger than the last one. Look at that beast. It's bigger than my hand. I think that's a white dappling that hasn't opened yet. So this is a Fly Agaric, or by its correct name, Amanita muscaria. Me and Catherine came down here a few weeks ago and we found a ring of these. And today I've just found some more. There's absolutely hundreds of them around here. They're highly hallucinogenic. Some people say that Santa Claus and the flying reindeer come from someone tripping on these mushrooms. They cause lucid dreams. They basically put you to sleep after a few hours and you just trip your nuts off. Not something I think I want to try. They can be eaten as a normal mushroom if prepared correctly. I'm not going to go into all that. This isn't a how-to video, but do not eat them raw. So these are full chanterelles. You see how the gills go up like chanterelles? The colour's different as well. These are more orange. A few bonnets. A lot of people mistake bonnets for liberty caps because they've got the nipple on the top. Let's be honest, there's a lot of people out there looking for liberty caps this time of year, but if you're looking in the forest, you're looking in the wrong place. They don't grow in like pine forests and stuff like that. They're like pastures or side of tracks where people walk, grassy lands and that sort of stuff. Well, I think it's time for a beer now, so I'm going to start with the Vocation Life and Death. It's a classic, it even says so on the tin. Shout out to Joe, I know it's one of your favourites, man. So I think I'm going to drink this and then we'll start getting some firewood in. There's normally a jet in my videos, but looks like it's a helicopter today. Some trees are better than others for fat wood. It seems in this forest the trees are a lot more resinous than they are where I normally go camping. But there's a guy called Steve who sent me a parcel, thank you very much mate, and all he asked in return was for a little bit of fat wood so I didn't have to keep buying it. Well, I've got you a stack, mate. I'll get it sent to you when I can. Cheers, dude. So dates for the community camp, if you pencil in the 15th and 16th of January 2022, that's when we're going to be camping. I'm just getting final confirmation on the location. Fingers crossed, everything's going to go ahead. It's a 5-acre woodland with plenty of parking and stuff, so hopefully that is confirmed. I'll let you know in the next video if that's confirmed or not. I'm just waiting for a message back. It's going to be capped at 50 people. I have no idea on numbers of people that want to come down and stuff. This can't turn into Project X where like you tell a mate who tells a mate and all that sort of stuff. We can't be having that. But I think maybe up to 50 people, I agreed with the guy. So yeah, you're going to have to email me, eastanglianbushcraft@gmail.com, and it's going to be the first 50 people that message will get their reserved place. And if I don't reply, it means you're outside the 50 people. I'm really sorry. I'd love to accommodate everyone, but I'm not a landowner yet. So as far as facilities, it's going to be bring your own beer, bring your own food, bring your tent or tarp or whatever. It's going to be the closest thing to a wild camp that I can get for us. So yeah, really appreciate it to the dude who's offering it to us. Again, I'll just get confirmation. See you there, hopefully. Should be a good one. We'll just have a few beers, have some nice food, chat around the campfire. I'm just thinking it's a good opportunity for people that don't go camping with anyone maybe, or just an opportunity to meet like-minded people that are into this whole wild camping and bushcraft sort of thing. Should be good. I'm just collecting a little bit for the fire later, which I'm going to mix with a couple of feather sticks I think today. You can make good cordage out of tree roots. Just getting rid of all the roots because I've said it before, in pine forests roots can burn under the ground and send it back to the tree, and that's how you get forest fires. So I've pretty much got most of my wood processing done now. I'm going to make a pot hanger for the billy can, which I'll crack on with after my second beer, which is an off-tempo double IPA by We Are Bad Brewing Co. So let's have a go on this little peach number. It's lovely. I'm not tasting any peach though. I do rate it. Made in Yorkshire. You don't need to chamfer the edges on stuff, but it just finishes the job properly. And especially being an engineer, I just doesn't feel right otherwise. So there's my steak for the Y, and then you're going to have a long piece come out of here with a bit going down where the pot will go, and then I'll have a knuckle at the back which will keep it all together. I just need to sharpen this end up to get it in the ground. Normally with pot hangers you use green wood, which means not dead, just because it's got less chance of catching fire. But I think we'll go with this, it's nice and straight. There you go, it's all done. I made one very similar when I camped by the railway line, but this one's not adjustable. I didn't really use the other setting a few months ago, so I'm pretty happy with that. Looks good. I reckon it's time to get the fire on. There she goes. All in the prep. It's all in the prep. I'm going to start carving that pumpkin soon, but don't expect any grand designs. I'm not much of a designer. I could do with Catherine's brother here. He's really arty, he's good at that sort of stuff. I'm sure he'd come up with a wicked design. Has anybody seen a UFO before, or think they've seen a UFO? Any alien believers out there? Because I don't know where I stand with it all. I don't think we're the only life out there. I just find that really hard to believe that we're the only people that are living with everything out there. You know, we don't even know probably a quarter of what's going on up there. So I'd love to know your take on it. What do you think? Anyone think they've seen an alien? There's a sweet chestnut tree nearby. I think in the morning I might collect a load before I get in the car, take them home and roast them up. You can see the pumpkin, look. He's just chilling. Oh, I haven't even cheersed you yet. Cheers. I really appreciate you all watching, by the way, and to anyone that's subscribed, like, double appreciation, thank you very much. The channel's growing at quite a good rate. I'd never really expected it, so thank you very much. Respect. I'm not even drawing it on, I'm just freeballing it. Here's a little fact, I've never carved a pumpkin before on my own. I've done it with my mum and dad when I was a kid, but this is the first one I've done on my own. It's just a bit of fun. Oh, why don't people carve pumpkins all year round? That'd be well fun. I bet there's pumpkin artists out there that practice all year round. Well, at least one keeper that'll have to do. I don't know why I care so much that you might care about the pumpkin. No one's going to care about the pumpkin, Craig. Just chill, man. Stitchy mouth. What's up, bro? Why do they even keep changing the clocks? Because all the farmers don't care, do they? They've got LEDs and stuff now. So I've been listening to loads of drum and bass, loads of metal, and loads of indie. Specifically Australian indie. I've said it before, but those boys are nailing it over there at the minute. Why are you being so difficult? Don't do this, you're embarrassing me, man. People often ask me if I get nervous or worried when I come out wild camping, and to be honest with you, it's quite the opposite. I feel completely free when I'm out here. Not that I've got a bad home life, I've got a brilliant home life, I've got a great relationship, but when I come out here, I don't know, you've got to come out here and experience it to really feel that sense of freedom, I think. But no, I never get nervous or worried, because I always think I'm the one with the axe and the knife, so I've got a bit of a head start. This is what we've got left. It's Gelato Tropical Fruited Ice Cream Sour, the Seven Brothers Throwaway IPA, Evocation Triple Vision, that's 10%, and then the rest of this Hazy J, and I've had about half of it. They're starting to squidge up a little bit. I'm really starting to like the smell of birch. Maybe it's an acquired smell, but last year I really didn't like the smell of it. Proper good little setup. There's quite a lot of noises coming from the trees. A lot of scratching and creaking. Pretty much done. I'll take the potatoes off now. That's delicious, just what you want in the autumn. I've got one more thing for you before I go to bed. I'm in the hammock, I'm just going to listen to some music and chill out for the rest of the evening. Are you ready? Dunna! I haven't used these since I camped in the shipwreck. I thought I'd bring them out for the Halloween camp. I'll see you in the morning. Morning world. I love it when the tarp's flat and you can see 360. Still a bit of heat. There's a few little embers still there, so should be able to get this going again. There it goes. Just using the fine birch twigs to get it going. I slept awesome last night. I think my body's got a bit of a survival instinct that usually kicks in. 9 times out of 10 it kicks in anyway. I wake up during the middle of the night and then I just have a quick look around like this for about 10 seconds and then that's it. Bosh, I'm back to sleep again. But I went to bed at like 9:30 and I didn't wake up till like 8:30, apart from that once during the night. Hella good sleep. I always find bacon's better when you heat it up with the pan. I'll flip the whole lot upside down, I think that's looking really good. That is just the job. I reckon tea last night and breakfast this morning is cooking good in the woods approved. Nice and strong, just how I like it. Oh yeah, there's no Haribo scene this week. When I went to Asda on my way up here, they'd run out of all flavours of Haribo. And I wasn't driving around trying to find some. Silence. Brush my teeth in worse places. Squared away. So this is where I slept, that's where I had the fire. Everything's looking good. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I've had a wicked time. Hopefully see you next week. Peace and love. Look after yourselves. Ciao.